these events and the faces we come to know and the new people here. As always, I'll give a quick rundown of what's happening crime-wise for the precinct. It's so far been a good start to the year. Crime for the total precinct is down 10% for the year. For the last month, it's down just about 19%. So things are going well. As I said in the last meeting, we had a problem with car break-ins just around the new year. We also had a significant problem in the last sort of 5 to 8 weeks with a certain number of stolen cars. That seems to spike from time to time. We put a lot of things in place to try and stop that. And they worked. In the last 3 weeks, I think we've only had 2 or 3 stolen cars in the last 3 weeks. We usually average like 1 or 2 a week anyway throughout most of the year. We were spiking it from 8 1 week. And a lot of that was during big snowstorms. So I think we had to shell the car out first to steal it. But it was good for us. We did some good work. As I did say in the last meeting, we received 10 new police officers a few weeks ago. We're putting them to good use. They're out there. I think they've helped us a lot with combating our car break-ins in both south side of the precinct by Metropolitan. They did some good work for us. We did catch someone actually in the act of breaking into a car. He wasn't stealing it, he was stealing stuff out of the car. This guy had been a long-term car breaking guy. He goes back several years breaking into cars. But we've caught him. We were looking for him. We passed his picture around to our people. 2 cops saw him one night, followed him for a few blocks, got out of their old police car and followed him from about a block away and watched him break into a car and caught him. That next morning I was on the phone with the district attorney's office, explained this guy's history to them and the problems we think he's been doing around here, and he's still in the system. He's going to go to trial. So hopefully he goes away for quite some time. Other things, as I've said in the past, in other meetings, one of my biggest concerns here is our traffic problem. Cars, speeding, truck enforcement and whatnot. That's always a big concern for me. Traffic's sort of always been my passion. Some cops, they don't like doing traffic enforcement so much, but in this year so far, the number of traffic violations we've written here have gone up by 37%. It's a focus from our cops in the 9-4 precinct doing more traffic enforcement, doing things that protect pedestrians, bicyclists, and the users of our streets. We just had someone recently trained on using radar enforcement. Not every cop is trained to do radar enforcement. That's something we're going to do a lot more here in this precinct, especially on McGinnis Boulevard, where they're speeding like crazy on all hours. So if we're hoping to see a reduction in accidents, which we have. So crime-wise, that's kind of about it. Things have gone well. Some of you may have seen, we had a Phil Collins parade last week, and that went very well. It was a lot of fun. It was on the web if anyone's seen it, but it was a lot of fun. There's sort of the goofy things we get to do here in Newport that makes it maybe a little bit different. So that's why we love it. So, sorry.
There was a robbery at the church on Milton Street.
That's the was that the
Greenpoint Reform.
Yeah, the
Greenpoint Reform, yeah.
Pretty much, they had it was a Friday night, and they had a Bible study going on inside the church. A gentleman walked in and sort of played off that he was there to pray or whatnot. And then he turned around and sort of announced a robbery, put someone in the headlock and said, give me some money. They gave him some money, he took off running. No one was hurt, thankfully. He wasn't a homeless guy, we're not quite sure. He hasn't been caught just yet, but we're working on it. He hasn't been arrested. No one was hurt. And I spoke to the church and the reverend there about doing things to make sure it's a little bit safer, but they opened it to that event's open to the public. It's unfortunate. So, then we did have this woman who was 83, two Sundays ago, walked into church at 7:30 in the morning when she was sort of mugged for a pocketbook. But the squad did identify the person that arrested him. So that's pretty lousy what allow me to hold. Yes, sir.
Just a question. What we can do to stop the tractor trailers and heavy equipment on Greenpoint Avenue going down, stop using the J brakes during the night. It's so noisy, and it's backing up, and I mean, it's really noisy.
This is a real problem for Greenpoint, is these trucks.
Because when they're going from Manhattan to McGinnis, if they put J brakes,
That's that popping noise they make?
yeah, that's very nice noisy that does go on right now. And during the night, when everything is quiet, you hear,
Like I've said, truck enforcement is going to be big for us. It's something we're going to shift a lot of focus on. Greenpoint's unusual when it comes to other precincts because there's a lot of commercial truck traffic that comes here. It's the factory districts we have. Whole parts of our neighborhood here, which 10 years ago was nothing but factory, is now a mix of factories and apartment buildings. I see it all the time. These trucks can't make these turns down these blocks. We are doing, I said, a lot more truck enforcement. We're going to step it up. I said at the other meeting, sometimes I feel bad for some of the truck drivers. These guys come from Alabama or Tennessee, and then they're told, here, drive this route, get off the DQE, this factory on Kent Avenue. And then they're lost when they get here. They can't believe they can't make these turns in these huge trucks. If anyone has the opportunity to go to McGinnis Boulevard, and the DQE comes off at McGinnis, you'll almost, in the last couple of weeks, you certainly have seen one of our cop cars there in the mornings, right? You've seen it. They're my guys who are doing some of the new truck enforcement I've asked them to do. As people come off the DQE, and they do other types of enforcement that they see. You'll also will sometimes see at that spot the people from our traffic division coming down to do truck enforcement. They're traffic agents, the same people who write the meters, but they're specially trained to do a lot of the truck enforcement. The sort of nuances, as I've said in the past, that needs to be done when it comes to truck enforcement. And they're specialists in that field. So that's what they did for us. And, so, yeah, it's a big part of what we do here. And I think it's always going to be a big part of what we do here. It's not going to go away overnight, unfortunately.